Hello, my name is Jaden, and today I'm going to be showing you the process of how I created my latest puppet rig. And don't worry, it isn't me this time. This is a rig of someone who has actually been on this channel before, and now they have returned once again to be my experiment. Without further ado, please enjoy the rigging process. With all of my models, the first thing I start on is the mesh, because of course, no mesh means it can't turn properly. This is also especially important for things like the body line art, the head line art, just anything that has its line art separate, because we want to be able to deform the line art without it having to look bad, if you know what I mean. Out of all of my character rigs, I actually anticipated this model being a lot harder due to the different species and the head shape being different. Thankfully, it wasn't too hard to turn the humanoid base I use for my models into a wolf. It came out a lot better than I expected, and I was still able to apply the same fundamentals I use for humans, if that makes sense. Now you can see that I am in the phase of actually rigging the model, now that I have all my parts, meshes, deformers, warp deformers all set up. The easiest thing for this model was definitely the eyes, especially since I have a template for my eyes and I know exactly what to rig and how each character should look. If you didn't know, all of my puppet rigs use the exact same set of parameters and parameter IDs, and this is because you can load up parameters just ready to rig, blank slate. It's like a template that you can use, and this makes rigging so convenient. It's sort of like a checklist I can go down. Now you can see I'm basically just squishing everything under the eye. That's pretty much the whole workflow of making something blinking. You have to have the eyelash as the top layer and just squish everything down. And don't forget to clip your pupil to your sclera. If you didn't know, all of my character rigs have the exact same eye shape. This is honestly just a convenience thing. I could rig these eyes in my sleep. It makes life so much easier. But who knows, maybe you'll see a character with a totally different set of eyes. I'm also going to be going in and adding all the fun little toggles and expressions that just make animating so much more fun. And now we are working on the head. One of the most complex parts of Live2D rigging, because you really have to know how things look when they're turning. I'm sort of allowed to cheat because I have a very simple art style, so I'm able to hide things a lot more efficiently. One thing that's important is making sure that the body and the head look good together when they're turned. It really is things like that that honestly make a rig feel really dynamic and flexible. Now you can see I am using sprites for my hands and mouths. This is just a preference thing, to be honest. I am not really a fan of mouth rigging, and I also think it just suits my art style more, and it looks so cute. It's also totally possible to create really lively lip-syncing mouths just with sprites and warp deformers, which is what I like to do. All of my character rigs have about 10 to 20 mouth sprites each. Still enough for it to be dynamic, but not a lot for it to get out of hand and be impossible to control or rig. If you haven't noticed, I am not only adjusting the head, but every single piece on it. And this is why head rigging just takes so long and is the longest process. But it is one of the things I enjoy about 2D rigging. Really just have a lot of control and flexibility, and you're able to keep the integrity of your art style. And it is why I encourage so many of you to try it out if you haven't. This is my favorite feature right here. I'm just able to take a screenshot of what the model looks like, and boom, I have that as reference. This makes it so easy for turning because I'm not able to flip my liner automatically and I have to do it manually. So having a reference is just so handy. Okay, hello. Here we are in Live2D with our finished rig. Finally! It's currently 9:41 p.m. as I am showing you this, so let's take a look at the full rig. Okay, this model currently has 14 clipping parts, 5,333 polygons, 81 warp deformers and 12 rotation deformers, and 405 numbers of interpolations in deformers. Whatever the hell that means. This model is 180 degrees, as you can see. We have our looking left and right, our up and down, and we also have our head moving parameter, which I don't add to a lot of models, but it does help with liveliness and just making animations more dynamic. And of course, angle Z. The body is able to turn left and right, as well as lean forward and back, of course. And we also have a movement parameter for the body. For the hair, as usual, I wanted to keep it very simple, so we have bangs move, and we have the swishing of the hair right here, and we also have our hair Y movement, which is just the squishing and squashing of the hair. The eyes I kept relatively simple. There's not exactly a gimmick to them, just the widening and closing of the eye, and of course the smile. For the eyeballs and toggles, I added a pupil sizing parameter, which makes it so much easier because I won't have to go into form animation and manually shrink them, which is a lot more annoying than you think. We have our shine removal and iris gum to create some fun expressions. We also have our toggles, of course. I space out my keyframes like this because they're designed to snap. I'm not really worried about the in-betweens where it disappears that much, honestly. And we have our blushes. We have 3 choices to pick from. Here's a closer look at our mouth sprites. I think they do a pretty good job at capturing all the shapes and whatnot. We also have the tail of the model. This one I just sort of quickly made because I forgot about it. I sort of forgot to add the tail, honestly, so it is extremely rushed. Feature, so they are both copied and pasted from each other. And here is a look at all of the hand sprites that we have. The legs also follow the same principles as the arms, extremely simple, and they can also move left and right. And that is a look at my Oliver rig. I hope you guys enjoyed the time lapse and this little showcase that we had. Love you all so much. Thank you for spending time with me here, and goodbye!